good start, good launch there from the Kawasaki man of Rutter, but Plater looking for a way past, and so's John McGuinness. This time he's been a bit sharper, as he was, of course, in the first Superbike race of the week. McGuinness goes straight into the lead. He was designated the winner after that very short first Superbike race, looking for Superbike win number 2. He's never won a Superbike race till this weekend.
No, and he'll be trying hard for that, but those guys behind him, this is a real paddle down into this bottom corner here, but McGuinness gets the Honda through there first. His tyres are all nicely up to temperature. Of course, they've been out and already done a couple of laps. So off we go, up towards Mill Road roundabout. Steve Plater has the lap record round this circuit. Conditions pretty much perfect here today. I think that could easily go.
124.109, Steve Plater's lap record, done in this race, of course, last time out when he was here last year. Plater absolutely flying. On board with a more, of course, we are missing Bruce Ensley still, for those of you looking for the New Zealander. Moore there seeming to me to jump out of gear at that point. He did, in fact, because he's allowed everyone to fly by. So I think the Moore struggling a little bit with his gearbox there. Number 8 is, of course, Guy Martin, trying to get underneath number 3. That is Michael Rutter. Number 1, Plater. Not quite such a good start on this restart of the Superbike race.
But how steady are these bikes when you look at them? They're very stable on this part. We are now doing around about 190, accelerating very, very close to 200 miles. In fact, through the speed trap, 193 miles an hour we've had from Michael Rutter. Those Dunlop tyres, the triple compound tyres, are much more stable nowadays. The tyres just don't seem to wriggle and wobble around as much.
They're going to have to wriggle and wobble around if they're going to catch John McGuinness, that is for sure, though, because McGuinness is away already at the front and looking to build a lead. He doesn't need anybody to pacemaker him. He's really, really quick on his own anyway, McGuinness, looking classy on the HM plant bike.
And this is, again, up to 6 gear sometimes, absolutely on the limit.
The best men on road circuits are racing at the Northwest 200 this year. All the lap record holders of all the principal road circuits are here duking it out. John McGuinness, of course, is the TT lap record holder. Steve Plater is the Northwest 200 circuit holder. That is number 4 and number 1, and really can't doubt the duke that we're going to have between these two. They're just going to be at it hammer and tongs. It's only a 3. Oh, that was really, really tough from Plater there. Plater stuck one on John McGuinness. It was almost a street brawl.
Yeah, it really was. That was short circuit stuff. Steve Plater up the inside. John McGuinness, number 4 there, wasn't expecting it. Just as he trying to tip it into that corner. Up at Quarry Hill there, Plater's Yamaha, the AIM Yamaha, was stuck right up the inside of him.
Well, he'll be off the Christmas card list. So Plater goes out front again, the lap record holder on the AIM Yamaha, Alistair Flanagan's team, and certainly Plater coming fresh off of his win at Albacete in the World Endurance Round, and looking good here again for another win if he can. The lap record holder at York. Then it's McGuinness, then it's Rutter, then it's Guy Martin. That's your top 4. Locker now dropping a little bit off the back in 5th place. Let's take another look at it. Really didn't leave him a lot of room coming in there, did he?
Yeah, that was tricky. John McGuinness had to pick it up. He was lucky to kind of keep it down tight just as you're trying to peel into a corner, and here it is from above, and you can see that John McGuinness was just not expecting that. He did well to slow the bike down and get it to the apex.
Indeed, as they come across the line, it is Plater. I wonder if John McGuinness is looking to repay the compliment somewhere later in this race. There's not a lot of this race left, of course. Here comes McGuinness, front wheel pouring the air as he goes past the AIM Yamaha. Well, that is full factory HM plant Honda for you. A lot of power.
Yeah, I think it is, but I don't think he'll be getting away from Steve Plater. We know how determined Steve Plater is. Of course, just watch these bikes. Someone will start wriggling around in the braking zone as the forks bottom out down into the Corona Extra chicane.
Look at that. I said that Plater just looks for all the road there. He takes the widest line into the chicane to go through. And really, Steve Plater looks to me the man. He did it in Macau. He's done it before around here. He uses every single inch of the road. There is no error. There's no margin for error from Steve Plater, it would seem to me. Unlike, of course, McGuinness and perhaps Rutter. So, again, Plater bounces up the inside of McGuinness. Rutter looks to repay Guy Martin, but can't quite achieve it coming down into Metropole.
You'd have to say John McGuinness is probably a bit more of the gentleman racer. Like you said, Keith, he does give everyone a little bit more room. Plater seems the more angry, the more determined, the one that is desperate to get to the front first.
Well, McGuinness fitter than I've ever seen him look this year. He had a bet on with Paget's of Batley, with Clive Paget, of course, that he would lose a certain amount of weight by the time they got racing this year. He has done most of that, I think. Leading, not always the best place to be, of course, on this section of the track, because you create the biggest slipstream for everybody behind you, and that is what they're going to be trying to do. They're going to be trying to fill the slipstream, the big hole being punched through the air by John McGuinness in front as they slowly build on him. Of course, the man in 3rd place, Guy Martin, may have the biggest advantage here. He's good on the brakes, and if he can pick pick up the slipstream of the AIM Yamaha in front of him, Steve Plater, and of course both of them picking up the slipstream of your race leader, John McGuinness. It could be Guy Martin as the biggest benefit, but he's not really sitting in with them, is he?
No, he isn't. And also, if you can get it at the right point, because you can see they're weaving from one side of the track to the other, because that's because the track actually curves around, and there's the pass through on the brakes again.
Round the outside goes Steve Plater, underneath goes Guy Martin. It's all any which way you like at this particular point. It's real short circuit racing here on the roads now, because we are on the last lap. We're halfway round the last lap. Ballysally roundabout next up, the Magic roundabout. Here we go. Steve Plater, flames flying out the back of the IAM Yamaha. And that is Steve Mellor's prepared motorcycle. Steve Mellor, once a V&M, of course, and you'll remember him if you're into motorcycling at all. And now the preparation done solely by Steve Mellor and the team at AIM, and really that kind of lead as he buzzes off down towards Mathers. McGuinness and Martin have got a lot of work to do.
I don't think John McGuinness really did defend that line very much. I think he's also the man that knows that the Metropole, that's where it's going to be, and you can see the Hydrex Honda wriggling around, just not very stable there, and that was because the air was all being upset by John McGuinness being beside him. These motorcycles, they're really kind of like an arrow through the air at these speeds, but once that air gets disturbed, they really start wriggling around. Right, now John McGuinness has the speed with the HM Plant Honda. Can he close that gap down? It's closing all the time, and in the braking area, that's where it'll all happen.
I'm watching Michael Rutter in fourth place at the moment. If Rutter could do something on the brakes, Guy Martin, who's just superb on the brakes. He's going to go under. McGuinness as well. That's going to be a real spoiler. That might let... Oh, and he pushed him up the road. John McGuinness has gone through the chicane. John McGuinness will now take not much further part in this race as far as the podium is concerned. Rutter may well get on the final step of the podium, but really, Guy Martin on the brakes there was superb, and he's nerfed John McGuinness up the slip road. Yeah. He's let Plater off, because I think McGuinness was building for a bit of a challenge on Plater on this corner now, Metropole corner. If Plater gets through here neat and tidy, it's going to be Plater, surely the lap record.
That was a tough move, really, wasn't it? Here we go again. Guy Martin, this is a replay down the inside, just as John McGuinness wants to tip it into the corner. There's nowhere to go. There's a Honda there. He goes down the slip road. If I'd have been him, I'd have gassed it up and just got in front of Guy Martin and sorted it out with the stewards at the end of that, because that was a tough move, and I said that John McGuinness was a gentleman racer. And look at that, the dust flying.
Banks the curve. That is incredible. Steve Plater, does he want to win this? Not much.
Oh, and the tyres will be dirty now. He'll be thinking about that, but he was right in the bottom of that gutter as he came through church there.
Juniper chicane, this is for the last time. This is the last lap. Just a couple of corners left to go for Steve Plater to take this win again, and he's just under his own lap record. So, Steve Plater, absolutely determined to do whatever it takes. He is on fire, quite literally. He spanked the curb. Yes, he says, I know, I've taken the win. And through comes Michael Rutter for third place, behind number 8, Guy Martin. John McGuinness, oh, he's mad the way he flicked his visor up then. John McGuinness definitely is not a happy man. He's been beaten up by Plater and then beaten up by Guy Martin. He's gone straight down the slip road to the pits.